it possible to use magic to subdue it?
Your knowledge is these things are horrific monsters that are almost unstoppable. They are not demons, they are constructs, and they are extremely, they're almost like an alchemical creation, and therefore are quite unmanageable.
And they are not bound to any of the chaos gods, to my knowledge.
No, it's an application of chaos magic, but it's not.
I would suggest going to your boat, sire, and fly away.
We can fly away. I haven't left the boat. I wouldn't go down there. We haven't found any plans.
Vad konstigt att du inte hittar något.
That's the way I'm looking at it. Flying over, looking down. No plans. But fast then. My boat is quite fast when it wants to be, or I want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I would suggest being very fast, sire.
Okay then, boat be very fast.
Or, in my understanding, do I think that these things can be reasoned with?
No, they cannot.
Very fast, sire.
The other way around, boat very fast.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you definitely hit speed, and it can go very fast, 200 kilometers per hour, and so therefore, when you want it to.
Yeah.
But as I say, this has been a long day for the boat, and it was overloaded for a while. So this is probably going to be, when you get back to where you came from, it's out for hours. It's going to just keel over and go to sleep.
I will fold it up, put it in my pocket and say, this boat is much worse than my previous boat.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite slow, I would say, and only 20 hours a day. Terrible quality. Terrible quality.
20, no, you're right, 20 hours, yeah.
So in the future, we will get a new boat, a better boat. But first the demon and all that stuff. Hopefully they have arrived with some people.
Game mechanics point for the enjoyment of the table. The demon can hear him. Just want to put that out there.
But as you noted, I'm not a nice fellow.
Right, yeah. The demons, you can almost see like a thought bubble come out of his pocket. Still here, you know. I'm still here.
Question about elementals. Can I bind an elemental to a specific item?
I believe that is the way it is done, in fact, and I am going to be fairly clear about that in just a moment. Elementals. Yes, you need a binding object. And in the case of a fire elemental, it probably shouldn't burn. Probably should not be easily flammable.
Yeah.
Because then it's gone.
Yeah. And will it then, for instance, my dagger.
Yeah.
Will it then add to will it be a flaming dagger, or can I use the elemental to go and burn something?
The fire elemental has all of the fire elemental's abilities. It is not limited in any way by the object.
Okay.
The object is merely symbolic of the binding itself.
Okay, I understand.
And then I just want to clarify to what a fire elemental can do, because you might want to know. Here we go. They may ignite anything flammable. They may do a burst of flame, doing 2d10 damage to anything it hits. Must be within 10 yards. 10 meters, you would say. In fact, it even says 10 meters here. Oh, look at that. They were way ahead of me. They may inhabit any metallic weapon or object and cause to flame for 1d6 melee rounds, doing an additional 1d6 damage to objects struck, and igniting their flammable things. You do need to have some sort of glove to keep them from burning you when that happens. It may confuse... Okay. All the elementals have powers against the other types of elemental, just so you know. And they can make light, they can melt soft metals, and they count as magic weapons from a flame damage, so therefore you don't have to... There are plenty of things that normal weapons are vulnerable when they strike them, but not this. They can inhabit and control any flames, so you can make a fire die down or leap up. And also it can give you kind of heat vision, or operate with heat vision and tell you what it sees. And there you go. And wow, when they merge, it is no joke. Because it is not additive, it is multiplicative.
Okay, then I will. Sorry, Malish, since I did not find any plants, I would suggest I will try to bind a fire elemental.
I will allow it. I will go with my feet to find those plants I needed.
Oh, you are too. This is the worst day. Right? First I had to look myself. Now I have to go look myself like walking.
Yeah, it's
Right.
terrible.
Yeah. So, therefore, go ahead and start in on your elementaling. And you're really good at it, I think.
Yep.
Right? So you just have to... It'll take, first of all, I will roll these to find out how many minutes you are going to be messing about. 19 out of the potential 20 minutes.
Of course.
So,
It's on the top.
Yeah.
We have time.
yeah. And then you are going to do your 90%.
Yeah. I mean, I have done 298, so what is the chance it will be again?
It's 99.
0-1.
Oh, critical.
Yes.
Okay, for the binding object, I am going to... You have a choice. If you're going to summon it and make it do one thing, due to a critical, I would make it a thing actually more than one elemental could do. All right, it would be awesome.
Yeah.
Or if you bind it, I'm going to give you a higher binding chance.
Yeah.
So the binding chance is your power times 3.
I would.
But with a critical, I'm making it power times 5.
Good.
That seems, it's not in the rules, but I'm supposed to give you a bonus,
Yeah.
a benefit. When you
Yeah,
get a
I will try to bind it. That was my idea. Nope, sorry.
Oh!
Ay, ay, ay.
Okay, so let's do a quick check on these.
You did Uphagen 5.
55. And I,
Oh,
70.
painful.
I looked at the int.
Yeah, that would be good.
Your power is temporarily reduced all the way down to 1.
Okay.
And you will come back at 1 per hour as long as you don't muck about with magic for a while.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well.
How about that plant lore roll? I know. I should be like reducing these.
11.
sequentially.
Oh,
Yeah.
if you actually walk closer to plant, not just fly over them at 200 kilometers
They're
per hour,
surprisingly
they're
right.
surprisingly easy to find.
Right. All right. So,
Hopefully, my servants have now gathered a couple of bodies to sacrifice.
and so you are hunting. I mean, you're now going to start getting to work.
Yeah.
With your, okay. How about you guys?
I was
it's
thinking
right.
I was thinking about okay, this may be disoriented, not really as much as I would like. Guard, just try to move to lift the wounded one and make a move out.
Okay, so you
That's
are
my-
basically grabbing,
to-
right, you are just going to get out. Okay. How about you for this is movement phase, yeah, end of the last round.
And our opponent is running away.
Right.
Yeah.
So you could try to pursue, in which case we can maintain the combat, or
Yes.
leave. Yeah.
But the position we're in, is it far away enough from the main number of people so that we have any chance do I think we have any chance of getting the body away without?
It's going. If you just leave right now, the chance that when he gets back,
Okay, we have.
means that
Yeah.
you might get some distance, but then
Yeah,
people
okay,
will
we
come
have to.
after
We
you.
have to. We have to get him down.
So
Oh, you do have a missile weapon.
So, but I was thinking about using my air elemental to sort of blow some loose things to block his way. I mean, like
To hinder him. Yeah.
Right.
You not lift him?
Well, it's not that strong.
no, it's not.
But it can. But what it can do is disorient him, like blowing things in his face.
Yeah, maybe.
Right.
Yeah,
There's nothing. The way I'm looking at this, you can blow like leaves and twigs and things, but nothing that's big enough to actually trip him up.
Okay, but maybe.
Yeah. But it might be enough that I can catch him.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my plan.
Mhm.
And can I do that? Can I
Wait,
be
wait,
able
wait.
to be?
That's an action. Right now, we're talking about movement.
Oh, sorry.
So movement
So then I run first
to get closer.
To get closer, and then I.
Okay.
And I will also run for it.
Okay, I
Just
see.
to get him.
Okay. So not going for the bow.
No,
Okay.
I'm not good enough with the bow. I have to
Right.
take him.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't know how easy. Or
We are done with the.
Yes.
He has
Yeah.
run.
And I
You have
run
run,
after.
and you have run.
I'm
And-
moving to the body.
And you are going over. You have moved to the body.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now it is by dexterity.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's 14.
Elemental. Okay. So in this case, you just tell it to do it.
Yeah.
Right. And so I am going to. The only thing I can think of is it's a lot like an unexpected attack. So he gets his power check that I had the other guy fail before, and there. He completely fails his power check and is effectively halted as all this wind blows dust and stuff in his face, and he's not hurt or anything. He doesn't fall down, but he is definitely, blind to some extent. Not totally blinded, but is.
But I try to make use of that then to
You
strike
will.
him in the back.
And that's where that unexpected attack thing comes from. Again, fails again for his power, so you have double your chance again.
I just an ordinary success, but anyway.
Don't kill him.
Well, we have one at least.
Yeah.
It's 8. No, 7 points again. Yeah.
7 points again. Okay, so
That was the perfect level of not killing.
actually it actually is, because he had 14 hit points, was taken to 13, 7, right. No, lost 6, which is not enough for a major wound, right? And you did 7? So that means he went from 8 points to 1 point, and it is a major wound because 7 is half of 14. So now, so therefore we're going to see what the major wound situation is for me to
kill him.
assess.
Don't kill him.
So he was, but you didn't take him to 0, so he didn't. So he isn't going to die. That is the perfect
Oh,
strike.
no.
You are a
I am
nasty.
an assassin.
You
I
are
know,
just
I'm
this.
precise.
The dice. The dice have
why
helped
I'm
you a
hiring
lot.
you.
Yeah.
You're
This-
getting, hundreds of LB a day,
Uh-huh.
in theory.
In theory.
But I'm keeping account,
Yeah.
So when I'm
I
there
note
for-
everything in my black book.
That's
So-
right. Yeah, you're not literate, but you can keep that record quite well.
Exactly.
Yeah. You're really good with your little hash marks. Right.
One
So,
day, 2 days.
we
have, you know.
um,
Här ska jag vara tjänsteanden. Vi möts på andra stranden. Gör du samma tjänst åt mig.
there. Broken right arm never heals properly.
Oh my.
You have slashed up his arm and crippled it, right? And that's enough for him to drop to his knees in agony.
I will become a beggar.
Yeah. So yeah, you're like, oh, look at that. I want. So yeah, you now have two moaning, helpless
Yeah, I try
people.
to gag him so he don't scream. He doesn't scream too much.
Can be done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic. Gross. Unethical. Many other things, but we have done the thing.
Good.
Excellent. You have had the toughest time, I am afraid, over there. But but now let's go and head back for some demonics.
So let's start off by making a hand then, or a giant claw, so it can be useful.
The right hand. Remember right.
The claw.
Yeah, and also you have been burning herbs and yeah. So when you get back, things are looking a little bit disturbing. We have this outline drawn, right? We have
This is nice. As it should be. And you are here with two servants. I was expecting a couple of horses or cows as well, but you did what's to be expected of your kind. So
We didn't find any books. Sorry, my lord.
yeah. That,
I don't know what we should have books for at the moment. Let's sacrifice one of these then. I'm rolling demon combat then.
what you okay? So this is for the demon of combat. Let
Yeah.
me get out my lesser demon. Okay.
Is there anything that he can do to heighten his chances? I mean, he have done the pentagram or the octagram, or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And he's done his
Yeah.
drugs. Is there anything else that he can do to?
Sadly, in this game, all of this is basically the prerequisite
Yeah,
for
yeah.
your basics.
Yeah.
But,
I have to say there is
me
not a
being
there's not a single roll in here except for those doublings for ambush and things like that.
Oh.
That actually just gives you incremental
Okay, good.
bonuses. It's not.
But me
They
being
don't
a
have that.
Malborn of noble descent, this is easy for me.
So, well, hold on here. You either have half your percent, not that listed percent that looks so wonderful. Yeah, you only get half of that. Or twice your power, whichever is higher.
48, 45, 48.
Okay.
equal.
Yeah.
So that's not a problem.
48%.
So I'm starting off with a hand then.
Right hand.
Right hand.
Right. Right.
Technically, this will be a weapon.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
56, so it's a failure, of course.
Oh, okay. Now,
Tur att vi tog 2.
Yes. Within 2, you know. You weren't standing still. That you are the problem, yes, you know.
you guys have totally kidnapped and murdered this dude for no reason or no success. Okay, let me unfortunately make your life very miserable.
We have an unbound demon here.
Was it
Failure to bind.
failed summon or failed?
Demons of combat will attempt the containment ability of the octagon is negated. It may either attack the binder processor or return to its own plane. Demons of combat will always attack. Failure to bind. Oh, you know what? I really should have had you make the demon first.
Yes, this is the making of it.
Yeah,
So
because
if this
right.
is the making roll, that it's successful, right?
No. By definition, you have summoned the demon.
Ah,
Oh wait, no, is that case? No, that was not the binding. That was the summoning. Okay, that's better.
yeah. I was
That's
thinking
better.
like
I was looking at failure to bind, which is a very, very unpleasant situation.
that. But should the summoning be half as well?
Yes, the summoning was the halved one. The binding is a completely different thing where you match your power against the demon's power. So we never got there.
No.
So why do I have double the value if I'm only halving it? And
I have no idea. And the rules give you that,
yeah,
and then it says half the
Okay.
value for summoning,
okay,
and we're done.
So,
Yeah.
but I failed to summon it.
And so why? It's like Spinal Tap, but This one goes to 11. Wait.
Yeah, so bring the next one. I will try again.
Well, we have other things to do here first.
Oh,
Okay, so failed. At the moment of sacrifice, roll D100. It has to be less than or equal to twice the wizard's power or 1/2 the ability, whichever is less. Oh, it should have been 45. Not whichever
they
is
are
better.
48 in both cases. They
Oh,
are
okay.
same.
Then summon demon, right. Mystically limited. I do not see a consequence for a failed roll. And so
It just doesn't show up.
I'm going to double check though, because there are a lot of other failed rolls like that summoning for the elemental have terrible consequences. And so I just want you to
But you're not a eliminator like me. So.
yeah.
Obviously.
So I just want to make sure that they're not missing the paragraph about what happens to you when you fail. Whichever's less. Yeah, I don't see anything about how you will suffer when you fail to summon.
It's just an embarrassment.
No,
Although
you failed to bring in a good candidate and he failed to stand still.
I mean, he was broke. You took the broken one.
Yeah,
the one with the broken arm.
Yeah,
Oh,
bring the other one. I will
that's
show
broken
you.
ribs. But
Okay, hold on
so
just a
you can
moment.
blame that after.
Yeah.
Hold on just a moment. We'll wait till Anna comes back. So I am sad. Apparently you do not drop to power 1, so the two of you have to sit there side by side in the in the penalty box.
So we have to wait for
Well,
about a day or before we can make another try. Then?
that's what I was
Yeah,
expecting to find. I was expecting to find the exact same consequence. But in binding is interesting. If you had summoned and then failed to bind, not only would the demon of combat attacked, but all your other bound demons would have had a power versus power chance to break free.
I would understand why my boat won't break free, but it of course not.
Well,
it's not, allowed
not only
to be.
did you wear it out, but you also insulted it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But that is what it wants, and I'm not giving people what they want.
Oh, it's masochistic.
Sadistic.
Yeah, he is sadistic, but
Yeah.
the boat is a masochistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called binding, not asking.
That's right. Excellent. All right. So I'm going to make sure, though, that you're not being left out. I want you to think a little bit about what your character wants to do and what you suggest and
No
stuff
worries.
like that in a bit. And did Anna have a phone call or something?
Toilet break,
Toilet
but
break,
I'm
okay.
pretty sure she doesn't mind if we continue.
I do.
Okay.
I have a thing about
Yeah.
that. And also, this is our halfway point, I think, for it. So maybe I need a little, little thing. Okay. We have spent a fair amount of time around and about the tower, more so than I mean, I'm all about the tower. So whatever it is you guys want to do is fine. But you also have been experiencing brutal failures of many important things. So, but we could review a little bit about the sorcerer's demon rules. What we will do when you summon a demon successfully is I will roll 3 8-sided dice for its power. Then we take the sum of all your attributes,
That's quite a lot.
subtract its power that we just rolled, because that's its power. And those other 6, the other attributes of the demon, you would they would add up to the remainder from your total. So in other words, the more attributes you have as a sorcerer, the more powerful demons you can command. So
I have high numbers, so it's
yeah,
pain to add them together. But
we will figure that out when you finally summon one. Yeah,
of course. That's
If and when.
yeah.
When.
So add them all up. So what is it?
what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 99.
So what we would do is roll the d8s. 2.
But as you noted, I will try to summon the next one.
Okay, so just to give you an example, right? That's 8 and 5, that's 13. So we would subtract 13 to get us to 86, and you would distribute those across the other attributes of the demon. So you're going for the next one then, okay?
Yeah. I hope this one isn't broken and stand still. The same roll again, so
58.
I'm not impressed by the specimen people.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Uh-huh.
But
We need some rest.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Okay.
And after some rest, you will have to do without the hand.
Mm-hmm.
And we can go to the tower.
Yes, my lord.
But you brought at least 2.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So you noted down 2 people on the assassin
One
list.
never knows what you want these days, Master.
You should have
You
been
said
clearer.
bring
Okay.
2 alive prisoners, and I did.
I didn't specify live, but I should.
They did have to be.
I know that. You should do that as well. So next time, I want them to be maximum 30-year age, have a minimum stat requirements about 90, virgin of course, pretty of course,
Do you
Fail.
think they were not virgins, these 2 fuckers?
importantly not broken.
How are we going to get them back if they're not broken? Poison lore next time, right? All right.
Oh my god. Yes, Master. Of course, Master.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but let's take a break
With
now.
pleasure, Master.
Mhm.
Oh, you of course guard. You pick guards, but let's do a short break here. You pick out guards, then tomorrow we go for the tower.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
We sit guard and
it's a brilliant plan.
pray that there comes some animal or something that we can take.
He nods off immediately. Yeah. Okay, so here we go with some thoughts on basically you can think about whether you need intelligence, right? Whether it's a good idea to get some beggars in there and be able to actually report on what they see and what's going on, or whether it's wise to just march in there with a clearly low impulse control sorcerer, especially if this thing is not operating as promised. I was promised a functional citadel with my name on it, and I get this.
That's why I need to go fix it. But they can think when they are awake guarding.
My question is, what is the normal view of Melnibonians here in where I'm from?
Right. Well, the way I've chosen to do this is to play just before the events of the first story chronologically.
Mhm.
So that is before Elric has woken up the demon lord Ariok.
Mm.
So therefore, we do not have chaos gods striding around the landscape, and the circumstances are that the people of, pull out the main map. The people of many of the young kingdoms, as led by the ails of the purple towns, are kind of tired of the Melnibonians levying taxes and occasionally I mean, they're tired of all the traditions that keep supplying slaves
Okay.
to that island, and they're basically ready to lay an assault to break the power of Melnibone.
Okay.
So at the moment, they are thought of as why are we serving these people?
Yeah.
And we never see any of them anyway, and we just keep paying this tribute that all of our ancestors have always paid, and supplying tons of slaves to these people who never come back.
Okay.
And it's and none of you has ever actually seen, especially over in Picaré, no Melnibonean would ever be seen there.
Okay.
So
My understanding is that if the sorcerer shows up, it will not be. They will not fold.
no,
Most likely.
nobody is going to genuflect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They should though.
Obviously.
Then I think the best way to do it is to send in our beggars and let them find a way to the tower, because if what the sorcerer says is correct, then when he gets to the tower, he can take control of it. But we need to do it. We need to find a safe way to get there, and most likely to fly there. Since the flying boat says that he won't go there, then that would be a problem. So we need to have a ground route, and most likely. I would say use the forest and come in from the north, since the majority of the people are here. But that is for our beggar squad to find out. That would be my suggestion.
Should we beggars go with the batch
It would be an easy way in.
and send the not known elemental to come to tell them to come, or what?
Yeah, that would be a bit of a surprise. An air elemental comes up and says, "By the way, this is what's going on, and we're ready for you to come rescue us now." You're like, "Where did you come from?" Right.
But he knows that I have an elemental, or you maybe
Yeah,
suspect.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
I
So-
suspect.
Yeah, you're like, "Oh, that was interesting."
So
Yeah.
you never didn't mention it, but
He probably
Of course
isn't
not.
going to. Yeah.
no,
Why should I mention it?
no. So that
Master
means
has
that
enough trouble
Yeah.
on his mind anyway. So.
Some things, let's not bother him with such things. Yeah.